Where should you put your money when you're buying a new TV? Better picture quality? A bigger TV? Maybe a balance of both? Let's talk about that. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Caleb Dennison, and I am genuinely excited to be making this video for you today. I mean, excited? Nervous? Slightly intimidated? Yeah, all of those things. And here's why. As you may imagine, I get asked for individual TV buying advice all the time. And more often than not, there's a most common denominator of a dilemma involved. Usually goes like this. Given I've got a certain budget, should I buy this TV with top-tier picture quality? Or should I give a little on the picture quality so I can get a bigger screen? And I've got to tell you, as someone who genuinely wants to help you arrive at the best decision for you, this dilemma has become my nemesis. Why? Because there is no one-size-fits-all answer. It depends entirely on an individual's priorities, their viewing habits, their needs versus their wants, their space and viewing environment, how picky they are, and of course, the budget number itself. That's a lot of factors to consider. Now, if I had all the time and money in the world, I would individually consult with you, asking those crucial questions to come up with an answer that is as bespoke to you as a hand-tailored suit. Unfortunately, I can't do that. And so I've spent the last several years racking my brain over how I could create a guide that would be helpful, something I could point folks to when this comes up. So if I personally sent you to watch this video, I want you to know that I'm not just phoning it in here. What you're about to watch is the result of years of thought and consideration, and a little bit of an inspiration situation. That's where the two TVs you see here come into play. On the right is a 65-inch Sony A95L QD OLED TV, widely considered to have the best picture quality you can buy among TVs released in 2023. The 65-inch model you see here is selling for about $3,300 as I record this video, but the 77-inch model goes for about $5,000. On the left is the 98-inch TCL QM8. Full model number is QM850G, and it is currently selling for about $6,000. However, TCL also makes a very impressive XL model at this size that is currently selling for $3,000. So as you can see on the chart we have here, you can spend about $3,000 for a 65-inch A95L with the best picture quality you can buy, or you can spend about $3,000 on a 98-inch TCL XL, which clearly has a much larger screen and picture quality that is not nearly as refined as the Sony OLED, but certainly nothing to turn your nose up at. Or you could get a 77-inch Sony A95L, increasing the size of this ultra premium picture quality, but you're gonna pay for it at $5,000 versus $6,000 for the 98-inch TCL QM8 with picture quality upgrades that put it in very close contention with the Sony, though perhaps not quite as exquisite. So back to these two TVs, which have both been sitting in front of me for several months now. And over the course of that time, I've had the option to turn either one of them on while working on other projects or reviews, playing games, or just having a movie break. And that's when it hit me. I can't give a custom answer to anyone weighing the decision to prioritize picture quality or screen size, but I can talk about my experience, my observations, and tell you which one I would buy if it was my money. Because while I used to bounce back and forth between these two TVs seemingly at random, my choice of which TV to use slowly became more deliberate until it became clear that I had subconsciously developed a preference. And it might surprise you, or maybe it won't, I don't know, let's see. Now, I've reviewed both of these TVs, the 65-inch A95L and the 65-inch version of the QM8, which, though smaller, exhibits the same picture quality traits of this monster, and that's a good thing for the most part. You can watch the full reviews if you like. We'll put links down in the description, but for anyone just watching this video, here's the quick take for each of them. The A95L is just superb. There is a Panasonic TV not widely available here in the US that can give the Sony a run for its money, but like I said, the A95L is generally considered the best looking TV available right now. It's got perfect black levels, pixel level control, wide color gamut, it can make colors the QM8 can't. It's got stunning HDR highlights, incredible depth and pop, stellar motion. Look, it is a real treat for the eyes. It's like Kobe beef, right? exquisite. It's got a few quirks, but all TVs do. In the end, it produces the best picture quality I've ever seen on a TV, and I love it. I love it so much. Meanwhile, the TCL QM8 offers perhaps the best picture performance to price ratio on the market right now. It's a QLED TV with an advanced mini LED backlight system broken down into a lot of zones and attempts to look as OLED-like as a QLED TV can look. It's got a rich, vivid picture with a ton of HDR pop, and its out-of-box picture performance in the movie preset, while not as dialed in as the Sony, is still very respectable. It's also capable of getting much brighter than the Sony. Not just the 98-inch here, but in all the other sizes it's available in. If the Sony is a 10, actually, the Sony is more of an 11 for me. Well, the QM8 here would be a solid 8 out of 10, price aside, and that's a massively respectable number. The QM8's picture quality will be a big step up for almost everyone replacing a 4-year or older TV. Now, there are other separating factors, like the QM8's audio system is a big letdown, especially from this 98-inch TV beast. You'd think this TV would have to have big sound, but it's kind of like the Mike Tyson of TVs. It's big and brawny, intimidating even, and then it opens its mouth and you're like, that voice is coming out of that? Otherwise, they're both Google TVs. They share similar gaming-friendly features. They both have backlit remotes. They are both TVs. It's just that one is much, much bigger than the other. And I should point out that even if we had the 77-inch Sony here, we would still be seeing a considerable size difference. Heck, even an 85-inch TV is noticeably larger than a 77-inch TV. I know this chart here isn't gonna really hammer the point home as well as seeing the difference in real life, but check out the difference in square inches between a 65-inch TV and a 75, 85, and 98-inch TV. Just a few diagonal inches translates into a whole lot more screen real estate. And the bigger you get, the more exponentially profound that size difference becomes. Oh, hey, I almost forgot. I have an incredible deal for you. For a limited time, I am offering an unprecedentedly deep discount on smashing that like button. It's true, for the low price of $0, you too can experience the utter elation that comes from letting me know that I don't suck at my job. And if that's not enough for you, how about this? If you smash that like button right now, Zeke, we've never done this before. I can't believe I'm saying this. We're gonna let you obliterate that subscribe button for no additional cost. Frankly, I might lose my job over this, but it's worth it. I'm here for you guys. So don't miss out. We can't do this all week. Get in now before all the free likes are gone. Limit 1 per viewer. Terms and conditions don't apply because this is objectively ridiculous. Okay, let's get back to the video. Now, before I go on, keep in mind that my job is to be hyper-critical of TVs. I'm well trained to instantly spot performance flaws and anomalies. I sometimes seek out the means to trip a TV up. There are some others out there that are even better at that than I am. I'm looking at you, classy, but I'm still pretty good at it. I'm also just super passionate about picture quality. I can't not see flaws even when I'm trying to turn my TV reviewer brain off and just be entertained. It's the same with audio gear and with music too. I'm never gonna be able to just hear a song and just enjoy it, not without also tracking the chord progressions. And if a sound system sucks, I would just rather not hear it. I'm cursed like that. And there are worse things in life, and I know it. But with all of that said, over time, I've increasingly reached for the TCL remote control, to the point that for general entertainment, this 98-inch beauty has become my go-to. And you can bet that when the big game comes on in a few days, I'm watching it on this big old TV. Okay, maybe I'll put it on both just because I can. But if I had to choose, I know I would pick the TCL for the game. Sure, the Sony will have better color saturation, and its processing will produce a slightly cleaner image, and its motion resolution is definitely superior. But the sheer scale of the TCL 98-inch QM8, it has won me over. And look, I don't sit very far from the TV. It's about 10.5 feet from the screen to my eyeballs. At that distance, the 65-inch Sony is a dazzling treat. Need I remind you that I love that TV? But the 98-inch QM8 is enveloping. It wraps its big, beautiful self around you, and you cannot not be entertained. If the Sony A95L is a 12-ounce Kobe strip, the 98-inch QM8 is a prime, dry-aged 32-ounce tomahawk. Is it a bit much? Well, I don't think so, but you can't deny that it's gonna bowl you over with its awesomeness. Well, what I learned is that even though I am very picky about picture quality, the sheer scale of a screen sways me more than I expected. I think that sometimes we have this notion in our minds that we know what kind of picture quality we're gonna want out of a big investment like a TV. I mean, it's understandable that we don't wanna have any buyer's remorse, and in an effort to insulate ourselves from that risk, we might tend to pour money into a higher rated, albeit smaller TV, rather than step up to a much larger size that maybe gets an 8 instead of a 9 for picture quality. But perhaps the standard that we have conceptually in our heads doesn't match up with what we actually need and want. In my experience, the combination of really good picture quality at this massive 98-inch screen size compelled me to fire up the TCL QM8 more often than the Sony A95L. Even though I'll tell you every day of the week and twice on Sunday that the A95L is a superior TV. I mean, I can tell you that my friends and family have less stringent standards for picture quality than I do. And the TV I buy is gonna be as much for them, if not more so, than it is for me. And I know that a big cinema-like experience at home is gonna bring them more joy and excitement than the expanded color gamut and perfect black levels of a QD OLED. I think that most folks are gonna enjoy a larger TV over a super high performance TV that's a little smaller. Most folks. There will be exceptions. And also, I think we should acknowledge that this video isn't, and never could be, the magic bullet I or you may want it to be. There are just too many factors at play. I mean, my own expectations turned out to be wrong. I was sure that a bigger TV was just gonna make any little tiny nitpicky picture quality flaws much bigger and therefore easier to see. And that just has not been the case. The sheer scale of this TV has so much power over me that I'm too busy being tickled to death to bother with being critical over backlight blooming and dark scenes or something like that. Does that make sense? Now, to be clear, my dream scenario is an A95L in my bedroom and a 98-inch QM8 in my living room. Or maybe an A95L in my living room and a 98-inch QM8 in my media room or entertainment den. I would not want to live without the awesomeness that the A95L offers. But if I put myself in the position that so many folks are often in, with a budget for one TV and a deep-seated desire for that TV to have the biggest impact it can both on the long term and the short term, I gotta say, my money is going to be the bigger TV in that case. There are limits, of course. I don't want 98 inches of trashy picture quality, or even 85 inches of lame picture quality. But when you're looking at premium dollars going to premium TVs, the size does matter. I think the TCL 98XL model is possibly gonna be a ridiculously smart move for anyone with big screen envy. And if you've got the cash, the QM8 model here will simply blow you away. I hope this has been helpful. I know it was sure fun to make this video, and you can expect a whole lot more just like this coming from me in the year ahead. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. What do you think about the message in this video? Leave me a comment, let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that bell. I'll see you on the next one, and until then, here's 2 other videos I think you might like. Nailed it.